Welcome to an exploration of how advances in large language models are creating new possibilities in behavioral analysis and therapeutic assessment. Today we'll dive into a project that leverages long context windows to analyze therapeutic sessions with unprecedented depth. Traditionally, language models have been constrained by limited context windows, meaning they can really only process a few thousand tokens at once. This limitation has been particularly challenging in therapeutic sessions, where understanding often requires maintaining awareness of extended conversations and complex behavioral patterns. Our project focuses on simultaneous analysis using three validated assessment measures. First is the Patient Health Questionnaire, PHQ-9, for depression screening. The second is the Generalized Anxiety Disorder Assessment, GAD-7. And the third is the Couples Satisfaction Index, CSI-4. We use these three validated measures in conjunction with long-form recordings of therapeutic sessions to determine different behaviors and markers for depression, anxiety, and couple satisfaction. We use Google Gemini's Pro model that has substantial context length, and we've developed a system that allows us to maintain awareness of all three assessment criteria while analyzing substantial segments of therapy sessions. The technical implementation involves several key components. First, we pre-process the pipeline into video segments and transcription. This allows us to maintain temporal markers throughout the process. The temporal coherence is crucial for tracking behavioral patterns across extended interactions. Additionally, we've found that unsurprisingly, our core innovation lies in the prompt engineering approach. We've structured the prompts, as shown, to maintain full assessment criteria throughout analysis by attaching the PDFs, track behavioral indicators across multiple dimensions, preserve temporal relationships between observed behaviors, generate structured output for easy analysis, and link specific behaviors to assessment questions while avoiding clinical assumptions. The system works amazingly well when inputting mixed media inputs, such as the prompt, PDFs, and the video to be analyzed. Gemini is great at outputting structured JSON output, and it includes precise timestamps, behavioral observations, links to the specific assessment criteria, and confidence levels in observations. So let's look at a concrete example. In analyzing couple therapy sections, we tracked interaction patterns across multiple segments. The long context window allowed us to observe evolutions in communication patterns, changes in emotional expression, development of therapeutic breakthroughs, and recurring behavioral cycles. Specifically, in the therapy that we analyzed with this system, we found substantial improvement in CSI-4 from negative to positive over the course of 2 sessions. A critical aspect of our implementation is the careful distinction between observable behaviors and clinical interpretation. For instance, some of these measures, such as PHQ-9 and GAD-7, require 2-week frequency data for scoring. However, we can link these with mappable observations to specific questions. And the system, via the prompt and the long context information, maintains awareness of assessment criteria without attempting to make diagnostic claims. The technical implementation leverages several key components, as you can see in a notebook. There's a Python-based processing pipeline with a Gemini Pro API integration. We have the custom prompt that we've written, and a number of nice utilities that allow us to process the PDFs and videos several times to make sure that we have probabilistic certainty around the different temporal linkages. Our results are satisfactory and interesting, and they demonstrate several key advantages of our approach. First is the improved pattern recognition across extended sessions. We better understand the interaction dynamics between couples as we're able to watch many minutes of session at a time. This gives us a more nuanced behavioral analysis and an enhanced temporal tracking of the therapeutic process. Now, it's important to note that there are some limitations. First off, I am disallowed from sharing the actual videos themselves. So the data set that I have shared is the measures, and they can be used on any video of therapeutic systems. The system analysis also does not replace clinical judgment, nor should it, but it can be used as an educational tool for upcoming therapists. The behavioral observations do require a professional interpretation and a professional to suggest treatment plans. There are privacy and ethical considerations that we must make here, which is why I'm not sharing the videos themselves. However, I'd be happy to share them on a private channel. And then there's the technical limitation that still exists in very long sessions. If you have multiple hours of sessions, it can still be challenging to maintain temporal coherence. Looking forward, this technology has many potential impacts, including, as we've shown, therapeutic training and education, research on intervention effectiveness, pattern recognition in longitudinal studies, and then the enhancement of clinical supervision itself. There were several interesting technical challenges when developing this, the main of which was handling ambiguous behavioral indicators, which mean we had to tune the prompt several times to determine the hand gestures and the closeness of couples and how that related to the measures that we cared about. This project is a step forward, I think, in applying AI to behavioral analysis, and it still respects the complexity of therapeutic work and the importance of professional judgment. The technology is merely an augmentation, but enabled by long context, to enhance our ability to recognize patterns and track therapeutic progress. For those interested in implementing similar systems, please check out our notebook. Feel free to reach out to me. We've documented our approach, and you can find that in the link to this submission. Thank you so much for your attention, and please feel free to reach out with any additional questions.